Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Malaika Qureshi from Daastan, and today with me I have Umar, CEO Daastan. Please welcome Umar. Umar, would you like to say a few words about yourself?
Sure. Thank you so much, Mulaika. My name is Umar and I'm founder of this platform. And at Daastan, what we do is that we focus on publishing books, and our vision is to make Pakistan a knowledge-based economy. So for that, we are doing a lot of activities and a lot of exciting stuff. And I'm really excited to talk about those activities with you today.
So, what we're majorly going to be talking about today is the National Inclusion Game Plan. Could you just give a brief introduction about what that actually is, Umar?
Yeah, so as you're aware that our platform organizes monthly thematic campaigns, and we have been doing that for quite a long time. We started it back in, I think, roughly 2016 or 17. We launched our first thematic competition by the name The Stories Untold, where we crowdsourced content and crowdsourced stories from the users, and they talked about their personal struggles and how they were overcome them. And since then to date, we have had tried a lot of different social issues where we raised a voice on that, and we did a lot of advocacy. So keeping in line, we realized that there is a dire need that youth of today is not equipped with the right skills to prepare for what's coming in the future. Most of the things that they are talking and learning in university in their educational institutes is not even relevant now. The way the jobs are changing, the way the technology is eating away the jobs and creating new jobs, if they are not able to adopt to that in a timely fashion, they would be lagging far behind. And we have seen that there's a lot of hype going on with the Digital Pakistan campaign. Even government is doing a lot of different initiatives, and other private organizations, the tech sector in particular, has been doing a lot of activity on that. Like in this particular quarter alone, in 2021, we have our Pakistani companies have raised more than $250 million, and that's a huge thing. This is the amount that they haven't been able to raise in past 5 years, and in just 3 to 4 months, they have been able to break those barriers, and now we are at a stage where we are skyrocketing towards the future. And all these investments that are flowing into the Pakistan, there is a major gap that youth are not able to or not ready to actually take on those jobs because there is a lot of gap in their skill set. So that was the vision of National Inclusion Game Plan, that we want to equip 500 Pakistani youth with the digital skills of the future. And it's not just one particular skill. Like, we have seen a lot of people are talking about blogging, content writing, other thing like web development, graphic designing. We're not doing that kind of stuff. We are focusing more on the soft skills, making them job ready. We are working more on their personal profile development, and most importantly, we are targeting that segment of society that is generally ignored. So most of the people who don't even have access to internet, and they don't even have their digital wallets. So we're going to design and conduct some activities where we are going to help them adopt towards the digital world and become the digital citizens, as I used to say, of Pakistan.
Right. You said it primarily focuses on personal profile rather than
Yes.
focusing on content writing, yeah, graphic designing. So can you please elaborate a little bit about what you mean when you say that you are focusing on personal profiles of these individuals from the youth?
Yeah, so as you're aware that in Pakistan we have a population of like roughly 200 million or maybe more than that, and it's ever growing. And roughly like 60-70% of that population is youth. So we are passing through a youth pulse. And by that I mean that they are currently either graduates, recent graduates, or just in their 20 to 30 years of age bracket. And these are the people who do have degrees. Like, I can say they do have technical know-how of whatever they studied in their universities or colleges or whatever educational institutes they were in, but they don't know how to sell themselves online. That's the major thing. which is hindering. Like I have spoken to a lot of my colleagues who run companies, and even I, when I went to hiring an English editor, we all had the same experience that the people who are applying for the jobs, they don't even know how to apply for a job. Like I am posting for English editorial and I'm getting CVs from civil engineers. Like, excuse me, what do I have to do with the civil engineering and a person who has a degree in English literature? So we have like a lot of such issues. And then like, if I just give my personal example, I asked that person, like in the job description I clearly wrote that in order to apply, you just have to send me two things. One is a 1 minute video pitch where you tell me why you are the best person for this post, and I just need a cover letter. I don't need anything else. I'll just have my own test, and then I'll design stuff on my own. But then again, I had been receiving blank emails. I had been receiving emails with no body, no headlines, and just resumes, which says that untitled copy.docx, and then it's all like copied all over again. So I don't know how these youth are gonna land a job. That's the major problem that we have. So one of the major focus that we are focusing on our camping is, we partnered with Unidesk. So Unidesk again is a platform which focuses on improving the skill set of the youth and helping them land the jobs. And what we did was that we are also part of the Movers program by UNDP and Youth Collab. So our company has been assigned this task to actually train like 350 people on these digital skills. So they have their own modules built in, and now we are also adding value through our experience, and we are conducting these online and offline events where we are helping youth understand that how they can build themselves. So last week, just a couple of days ago, we held our first ever boot workshop. It was held in Peshawar, Durshal. We partnered with Parvane Khanam. That's an institute, and then they brought in their women who were working there, and we gave them a workshop of 2 hours, a physical workshop on site, where they learned how to use LinkedIn to find jobs. So we helped them build their LinkedIn profiles, and we helped them improve their personal visibility, and we taught them the basics that how to use that platform. Like not every social platform has a different meaning and a different purpose, and the way you communicate on one platform differs when you talk about the other platform. So that was the first event, and very soon, 2 days later, we organized another online boot camp where we had like 83 participants from Peshawar. And 2 days ago, we had another online workshop again on the same topic, that is branding and digital employability. And we had roughly 57 people there as well. So we have seen that the local youth is taking a lot of interest in joining this workshop, and they are really, really passionately working to improve their digital presence, and they are eager to learn that. Unfortunately, in past, they didn't had any such opportunity because most of these organizations would charge a fortune to teach those skills. But now we are bringing all those skills to these youth free of cost. So that's our main vision, and we really aspire and we really hope to build their skills. And I really dream of a future where our youth uses digital platforms to land their jobs, and like they become the digital first citizens. That's I used to say.
That sounds amazing, actually. You mentioned कि अब जाकर over time digital employability and all of this is इसकी ज़्यादा importance हो रही है, compared to previous years in 2015-16. I feel like it was not that important.
Yes.
Everything digital. Do you think that it has built over a couple of years, and do you think there's any specific reason for that कि इसकी ज़्यादा importance बढ़ी है?
Yeah, there are multiple reasons. The first reason is that the industry is evolving. So in Pakistan, this tech boom came in like around 2000, and most of the industries, they said that, oh no, we have been here for decades, and this tech disruption is not going to disrupt it in any way possible. Even just simply take an example of the mainstream media like TV, radio. Like they used to laugh at people when they mention that we are on social media. They're like, oh, that's just a fad and it's gonna go away. But now we have seen that social media has eaten away the entire broadcast media. Like people spend more on social time on social media. They spend more business and more money on social media. as compared to the mainstream media, and it's more trackable. Like the tech has changed the industry dynamics totally. And what we have seen is that when these industries were disrupted, so now the businesses need people who are well versed with these new platforms, and are well equipped with these new skills. Like previously, just take an example that if assuming there is no internet in the world, so the only way the company would communicate to its customer was just they would hire a copywriter, they would just make an ad and just put it up in the advertisement in the newspaper, and then it would go and distribute, and there's no way to track it.
Mm.
But now with when we have internet, and we have seen that now businesses can directly talk to the customers online, customers can leave reviews of about the business and the services online. So the barriers have been greatly removed, and now the main focus is about building communities. So anyone who has been able to build a proper community and have done proper efforts in incentivizing and building and strengthening their communities in a particular niche, they are a show shot winner and the market leaders. So that is the main thing. And when we talk about community building, so that means that you need a person who knows how to use the platform, who has been on the platform, and who knows how to create digital content independently. So you don't have to spend a fortune to actually create some posters and videos. So you need one person who is like very well versed, who is the jack of all trades, and who has good communication skills, who has very deep research. He knows how to follow the trends in online, and how to influence the decision making of the people who are streaming the services online. And this is the kind of person, and this is the kind of job that did not exist 10 to 15 years ago. Now we have jobs like social media manager. Like even in Daastan, we have actually hired people to write blogs and in particular write book reviews, and we have hired people to do these live shows. And this is the kind of thing that never happened in the past. These jobs did not exist. Like if you were a literature graduate and you graduate, the only career option that you was available to you was just teach in a university, and then they, or maybe in a college, and then they're gonna just pay you maybe 100 or maybe $200 a month, and that's peanuts. That you can't live a decent life in that, keeping in view the inflation that's happening. So we created these jobs, and these jobs are all digital. And then another contributing factor to this was the way the jobs work, the job market worked. So previously, there was all about 9 to 5 jobs. You go, you wake up, you go to an office, and then you spend the whole day there, and then you come back home. And that was the cycle. And again, we have seen that that job market was again heavily dominated by males, and the gender roles were clearly defined. So with technology, what happened is that we have seen the emergence of gig economy. So we have seen that there is Upwork, and then the Elance was there, I remember, and then Elance was bought by Upwork, and then there are a lot of other freelancing platforms came up. Then Fiverr came along, and then we have seen that how Pakistanis have embraced these digital platforms and have become the, I think, third or fourth largest country in terms of providing freelancing services. And again, if you see that there's also a lot of hype around these virtual assistants, and then the e-commerce and Amazon, and since Amazon is also coming to Pakistan and they have officially announced, so we have seen that there are a lot of factors that there are a lot of developments in the industry, and that is one of the reasons that these new jobs are created. And there are a lot of people who have trained themselves. There are a lot of organizations that are providing digital courses on these skills. So that means that tech skills and tech content is already available. If any youth wants, they have the platforms, they have the systems in place, they can go and find it. But when we talk about the soft skills, that is the major gap. Like people don't even know how to write a cover letter, let alone write few personal summaries or statements or writing job proposals. So these are some of the things that led us to take initiative and launch this national inclusion game plan.
Right. That was such a nice and detailed answer. Thank you. Um, uh, you mentioned that you're basically targeting youth, right? But since everything is slowly and gradually moving to digital, just now say publishing, be Dastan itself is sort of an online publishing center, right? So everything is slowly moving to digitalization. Do you think that elder age group, the group of that we call usually called boomers, Are they trained enough to switch to digitalization, or
No,
do
they are
they
not.
need to be?
So there are like two different segments. I would say that we have divided the target audience in two different segments. So the boomers, they have good amount of money in their pocket, and they don't have any time, and they don't have any patience at all to even learn how our platform works. So we have a different way of dealing with them. So we tell them, okay, so you don't have to do anything. We're gonna give you Gen Z. So we pair them up with the Gen Z, and then the Gen Z does all the thing for the boomers. So that's how it works, and the boomers are happy paying them the money, and that's how the our business model works. So
That's
it's
the
really hard
real
to teach them,
partnership.
and they're so less in numbers. So I don't think so that it's even a matter of like teaching them that how, oh, you need to do that. We actually need to focus the ones that are larger in number, and they are the ones who actually require jobs.
Right. So about these youth workshops, can anybody join them? Anybody who wishes to, or are they targeted for specific people? Youth main.
Um, so it depends. So our target is to organize at least two online workshops and one offline workshop every month throughout the year. And our target initially was to like reach out to 500 people, and in just three workshops we have almost reached like 40% of the target. So I think we will most probably be overgoing the target that we initially set for. So we would see along the way, but in order to register to the workshops that we are doing, we are announcing them on our Facebook page and Instagram page. So if anyone is interested, they can simply go towards our social handles and follow them. So there's a link, mostly an online form. They can just go and fill in that form, and then whenever the new session comes in, we send them an email, and then they can join online. So in order to join the workshop, you need to have like an internet connection, most probably Zoom or Google Meet. These are the major tools that we are using right now to deliver these workshops. And if you do not have internet access to internet, and you cannot access these workshops online, then we are also trying to bring these workshops offline through our community partners. So right now we have a couple of community partners in Peshawar. Like Durshal was the community partner, and we did one workshop there. We also have Khudkar House that is based in South Punjab, Laya. So we also have them on board. In Islamabad, we have Accountability Lab as partners, and similarly, we are also looking for partnerships in other cities and other rural areas. So, in case we are able to land more partnerships, we will definitely travel to those areas and educate the youth.
Right. You also mentioned something about gender gap. Like first previous years, if we go back 10 to 15 years, every job was male dominated. Almost every job, offices were male dominated, banks and everything. Now the workshops that you've been conducting, आपने बोला कि 3 workshops हो चुकी हैं that have been conducted previously. Were there an equal ratio of men and women in them, or was there still a particular gender gap in those workshops? People interested.
Yeah, so as we are in Pakistan, so we have to like look into some social aspects as well. So it's really hard for us to like bring both of the gender at one place. So initially, our strategy is to just have female only workshops. So for our first workshop with Pravane Khanam was only for females, and then the second workshop that was held online was only for males. So that's how we are trying to like segregate them, because we have to respect the local culture as well, because these workshops it involves like group activities, and sometimes people are not comfortable, and so we don't want to hinder the learning process. So we realize that it's safe to actually like keep them segregated for the time being, because our main focus is not the gender mixing but rather the learning. So yeah, that's the strategy that we are opting for right now.
I personally feel that that's a nice strategy because maybe a lot of women might not have joined otherwise if it was a mixed gathering. So
Yeah,
a lot of more women are able to participate.
yeah, even
Right.
the parents are like more comfortable in sending their children.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You mentioned कि आप लोगों की you had LinkedIn workshops. Do you want to shed light on some other activities or workshops that you have planned so we can get an idea of what else you're working on for the future?
uh, Yeah, so if you talk about the Movers program, so Movers program already has like 10 to 12 different topics. For example, they have a workshop on leadership, climate action, gender equality, education, environment, the world we want, again, digital branding. So these are like very diverse topics where they already have the built modules, and we are just delivering them by adding some more value into the content. But primarily, the workshops that we are organizing for the time being are strictly focused around digital branding and digital employability, because we believe that that is the major challenge. And once the people who have already gone through that workshop, we are also trying to organize them in coming towards the other workshops that I mentioned about the Movers program. So for the time being, we are just strictly focusing on that particular area. Leadership is another topic that we want to go into, leadership and storytelling. So these are like major upcoming two areas that where I'm personally interested in organizing these workshops, because I believe that they're gonna build more soft skills of the people into their personality.
Right. I would like to just say that this national inclusion game plan is a wonderful plan, and most of all, it's free of cost and targeting youth, and it's basically just a naam mein hai, it's including everybody, and I feel like it's a wonderful initiative, and kudos to everybody who's participating and who's organized it. So that's it from my side. If you would like to say anything else before we end this.
Yeah, so I just have one final closing remark. So our main focus is to like find and build more partnerships. So anyone who is who's streaming right now, or maybe like streaming this video later. So if you are running a community, so we really want you to reach out to us. We want to connect with you, and we want to partner with you so we can deliver our modules to your community. Similarly, if you are an enthusiastic volunteer who really wants to spread the word and help us recruit more people for our workshops, so please feel free to connect with us. You can reach out to us on our Facebook pages or social handles, or maybe you can just simply drop us an email at merasawal@daastan.com. So it's MERASAWAL at DAASTAN.com. So we really hope that we are able to achieve this goal, and if this goes well, I really want to do it on a regular basis. Like it should be on our yearly or annual agenda. That we want to, like, we're just piloting it with 500, and if it goes well, I really want to upscale it to 5,000 or maybe 50,000. So let's see. Fingers crossed.
Inshallah. That's all for today, everybody. Like Umar said, if you want to reach out, you can always contact Dastan's social media handles. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn as well. So if you want to reach out, please reach out. And goodbye. For you have a good day, everybody.
Thank you. Goodbye.